In this video I'm going to take you through the heating setup I have in my Hero Camper Ranger. I went for the electric heating option, so it doesn't work if I'm off grid, but it's the Kronings Heat 1500 Plus. Okay, so before we go back inside the Hero Ranger to show you the heating setup, I thought I'd just show you what the actual heater component looks like itself, how it's wired in, and just show you how and where the pipes run. Okay, so this is the heater unit itself. You can see there's a white cable. That's the Ethernet cable that runs back into the main cabin area. And then over here we can see a pipe. That pipe runs up into a T-junction and then splits off to the left for one of the outlets in the Hero Camper. If we just move over here, hopefully you can see behind all my junk, there's another outlet, and just in here behind the sink. And then just behind the fridge area, that plug there on the left hand side, that is the plug for powering the heater unit. Again, you have to be on the grid for this heater to work. Okay, so now I've showed you the back where the actual heater unit is itself and where the pipes run. We'll look at those again on the inside, but this is the control unit for the heating. So we have the Ethernet cable in here that just runs down and back to the main unit, and here is the control panel itself. It's just in a little clamp that sits on magnets, and so it fits in nice and easily. I'll flip the camera around so you can see what's happening on the screen. This is a digital thermostat which changes from the older analog one. If you had a Hero Camper Ranger now and you go for electric, this is probably what you're going to be getting. So let me move the camera around, take you through all the settings and show you how it works. Okay, so this is it. On the side here is the sensor for the thermostat itself. So again, if you've got the door open like I have, don't want to do that. Obviously when you're trying to heat, as soon as that door comes open, you're going to lose a lot of heat, but the Hero Camper Ranger itself does, is very well thermally efficient and well insulated, so it actually does a pretty good job. So before I turn it on, I'll show you the different buttons we have. So here is a button for fan speed, here's a button for heat, here's where we can change it from centigrade to Fahrenheit. This button turns the lights on or off, so if you've got it on whilst you're sleeping, you might want to turn the lights off. The main power button, and then buttons to adjust the temperature up and adjust the temperature down. This top little LED here indicates that there is power to the unit, and this little LED here indicates when the heater is actually heating. So in terms of that, when the heater is heating piece, the reason why it's important, there's various different cutoffs inside the heater module itself, so it will do certain things to stop itself from overheating, again based on the heat flow that's coming out of there, and also then the heat thermostat in here. So there's two kind of can't get my words out, thermally adjustable sensors here that are happening automatically. So when you see that light going on and off, you'll hear the fan is still running, so hot air is still being pushed along that's already in the pipes, but the air isn't being actively heated unless that lower green light is on. Just at this moment I will mention, I do think the heating can be improved a little bit in this, which we'll touch on towards the end of the video, and I will do a follow-up video as I make some changes that I think will make the airflow a little bit better for this heater. Okay, so it is a 1500 watt heater, but you can modify that. So in its highest setting it's at 1500 watts, one down lower 1000 watts, and the minimum is 500 watts. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment when we turn it on, because that is actually quite important. So as I turn it on, you'll hear the heater turn on obviously in the back, which is just behind us here. Here are two heat panels, so you can see this panel that's a little bit forward, and then we have the other one over there a little bit forward as well. Now behind here, if I just get under here and show you, it just comes off with Velcro, and you can see just there is the hole for the heating. So again, with this on, you can see it's just solid wood there, so the heat does kind of hit that a little bit, which I think, again, with these on, which I'll adjust quickly later, there's only quite a small gap. You can't even get your finger in there for the heat to dissipate out the top and the bottoms. So we can improve that either by taking these off. It doesn't look as nice, but I'm thinking about modifying these a little bit, but that's for a different video. Okay, so back to the heater module itself. If we turn that on, got grid power, you can hear the heat module turn on the back there. There's also a van going past at the same time, so it's not great for heating. This actual back panel here doesn't light up, but these two buttons here do. So again, if we press that light button, all that's doing is turning those two little LEDs off. So you can see here there is power, things are currently heating, and we can see here that it's currently 15 degrees centigrade in here. Fan is on setting 1, little fan light moving there, and heat is set to heating 1. And again, if we press the centigrade Fahrenheit button, we just change Fahrenheit to centigrade. And here we can see, if you push down, this is what we're setting the heating to. So 17 degrees, 16 degrees, 19, 20. So that's how we set what heat we want the thermostat at. Then if we press the fan button, you'll see the little 3 bits go up on here. So 1, 2, 3. Press it again, down to 2 and to 1 and 2 to 3 again, up and down. So the important thing to know, this is only in the 500 watt heating mode at the moment, and in that mode you have full access to all 3 fan setting options. So you can see here, move to 1, 2 and 3, and move back down again to 1. When we change the heat, so we're currently on 500, we press that, or we can turn it off obviously altogether. So on 500, if I press it again, go to 1000 watts, you can see this has automatically gone up to 2, and this has gone to 2. Now we can change it to 3, down to 2, but not down to 1 again. So we only have the options of 2 and 3. We're in 1000 watts, and if we go up to 1500 watts, automatically 3 fan buttons. You'll find that fan button does absolutely nothing now, but you can also see the 3 heat icons as well. So that's how the fan module works. What I've found is it's not always best with the current setup to have it in the hottest mode, because I think what happens is the pipes obviously retain the heat a little bit in terms of the way they flow into like a T position, and that kind of makes the internal heat sensor kind of turn the heating element off, leaves the fan on, but I do think it impacts the heat flow a little bit as well. You can see in this overlay that I tried to show in terms of how the heat flows and where the heat flows with those grids on and with the grids off. You can see already here that the light is now turned off again. Again, because on the heating element side, things just got a bit hot, so it's turned off, but the fan is still running, and then it will kick back in again in a moment and continue heating. But all the time there is hot air coming out of those vents just behind there. And you can tell mostly, if you put your hands above here, you can feel it, and down below. But really, if you take your hands off here, you can feel a nice gentle hot air coming all the way through to around this area, and obviously it dissipates around the cabin. So that helps give you a little bit of insight into the Kronings 1500 plus heater. It works pretty well here in the Hero range. Again, I think I can improve it a little bit, make it function a little bit better. If you're not on grid, obviously then this isn't going to work, but again, as I mentioned earlier, it's quite firmly efficient in here, does stay pretty warm, and I actually have a little small 250 watt heater that I plug into my Jackery battery bank, and I've used that to heat when I'm not on grid, and again it works pretty well. Obviously not as good as heating up with a 1500 watt heater, but again, when you're not on the grid, there's not too much you can do. So hope that's helped. Please like the video if you have done, consider subscribing and pressing the notification bell to be notified of future Hero Camper owner videos. I'm going to do a follow-up video in terms of how I think we can improve the heating a little bit, and we'll see if that does or does not work. That's it. Take care of yourselves until the next video. Goodbye for now.